I do like drawing the mountains of my country. My name is Najat and I'm 9 years old. My country is Afghanistan, a country which is very far from yours. For a long time Afghanistan used to be a beautiful country, a peaceful country. I myself have known nothing else but war. That is why my drawings are sad, full of suffering and tears. They tell about the bombs that fell from the sky, the tanks and the shells, and then the small things left on the paths, in the fields and around the houses. The small invisible things. They look like earth and are half hidden right in the ground. These things explode when you step on them. Landmines.
اما طور تاریک بود مرا که باران فرامد دبیخه که دیوار ششتم که باشه می باران از بالا سرمه سربان ترم نکنه یا ایرا پرنگه است که دقات دولانه زدم دقات دولانه که زدم بس ابروهای بریختم بس از این مستقان واس مکم گرفتم و این مستقانش که قدراز بود مستقان مکم گرفتم اما تو غرصه با رقم غرصه عدیده خودتون خواب من رقم غرصه از این یک چوب گذاشتم که گذاشتم پیشونیم لای بود دمی لایی که رسیدم ما بدرو رفتم از انگام ماندم از انگام را گشتم که ماندم باز خیستم با اما تو کوکا خدا بود کردم میده مکتب خونده بودیم
Landmines. In Afghanistan there are millions of them. There are millions of them in Cambodia, millions of them also in Mozambique and in Somalia. Millions of them too in Bosnia, very near your home country. There are so many of them that even when war is over, peace cannot return because the mines are still there. There are some around the villages, and in those places the inhabitants have not yet come back. There are also some near paths, alongside fields and near bridges. Sometimes there are boards that tell you to be careful of danger, but often there is nothing, and yet the landmines are there.
My parents are farmers. To live they must work the land, but every time they go into the fields they run the risk of being blown up by a mine, and I am scared for them. I am also scared for myself, as often I go to help them. It is like this in many countries of Asia and Africa. It is the children who go to collect the wood in the forest, fetch water in the river and look after the cattle.
One evening after school, I had to tend to the cows in the field. I had invited my friends to come with me, but they didn't want to. I was alone on the path, and then my ox was blown up by a mine. I lost my 2 legs. I shouted for help again and again, until some people came and took me to hospital. There they washed my wounds, and later I was taken to Phnom Penh.
Thanks to plastic legs, prosthesis, this little Cambodian boy will be able to walk again, but it will take him a long time and much effort will be required.
Five days after my arrival in the center, they took my measurements, and I tried on my first prosthesis. Now they're making the other one. They say I will soon be able to walk, but not very well. When they fitted the first prosthesis, I cried, and I was shaking all over. I managed to walk after 5 weeks.
One day he will go back to school. He will manage to train for a job perhaps, but never, never will he forget the day of the explosion.
I myself wonder. I really wonder how to stop all this. Near my house some people came with helmets, shovels, and devices to probe the ground. My father told me they were bomb disposal experts who will remove the mines from the ground. It is said to be the most dangerous job in the world. Every step, every movement could cause a mine to explode. It is a dangerous and very slow process because millions of mines will take time to be disposed of. Decades, centuries in some places, so you have to live with them.
We Afghan, Cambodian or Angolan kids are sometimes called together to be taught how dangerous mines are and how accidents can be avoided. In your school, you must learn, I think, to cross the street and be careful of cars. Over here we are taught to look out where we put our feet. We are taught not to pick things up, not to play on paths where there are warning signs, for behind them there are mines.
Actually, I know what must be done. It is simple. Mines must be banned. That is why I draw, and I send my drawings very far from here. To Europe, very near to you. To a big building where all the governments of all the countries of the world meet and debate. I, with my drawings, tell them to stop mines. To stop making them. To stop selling them. To stop laying them. I have been told that a little Cambodian girl, Vanna, who had her leg blown off by a mine, had come to see them and to tell her story. Outside, there were other children like you. Each of them had brought a shoe to make a big pile, a big pyramid to say no to mines. The shoe they had brought was for the leg of the little Cambodian girl and for all the legs of all the children who had been blown up by a mine.
Many meetings, many pyramids of shoes, many other victims too were necessary for the governments who had heard Varna's story to agree to do something. On that day, Varna was very happy to see 124 countries sign an agreement on a total ban of mines. That means that 124 countries do not want this weapon anymore. However, 124 countries are not all the countries of the world.
When they heard about this, the inhabitants of my village were very happy, but the mines were still in their fields, and the next day in a valley nearby somebody was blown up by a mine.
It will take a long time to remove all the mines. It will take longer still to help all the people who have lost a leg, but above all it will be necessary for the governments to do what they have said. That is why Varna signed a text asking the countries of the world to respect their agreement, just as if you were asked to keep your word.
There we are. I have nearly finished, but my story is going on, for landmines are still there. I hope one day I will be able to send you drawings full of colours and joy, drawings of peace, drawings of a mine-free country. With love, Nusrat.